Father in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call this Hancock County Commission to order. This 17th day of September 2015 at exactly 2:30. Item 1, approval of the minutes. Approval of commission minutes for September 3rd, 2015.
Move to approve.
Discussion, corrections? If none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Citizens' presentations. We have 2 callers today. That's not on that agenda. They signed in to speak today. And our first presentation is Delegate Zeteslow. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate the opportunity to speak, and I'm very happy to tell you that I'm here to present a grant from the governor and the legislature to the Energy Express program for the county 4-H. It is in the amount of $5,000, and it's my happy duty to present this to Ms. Shearbaum, who's here today, and it goes to, of course, the commission for execution and that type of thing, and I'll have that for you here. So there you are.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Very good.
Carol, there is an administrative fee attached to that. Our second caller is the Hancock County Health Department. Ms. Donna, are you going to approach us today?
I will. Good afternoon. And you all know me as Donna Jaluko from the Hancock County Health Department. I am here today to let you know that the Hancock County Health Department has been approached by the West Virginia Breast and Cervical Cancer Screening Program, a program that we currently offer over at the Health Department to the ladies of Hancock County, all ages, to host a Walk for Woman, Take a Step Against Breast Cancer Awareness. We are pleased to announce that we were going to be hosting this awareness walk on Saturday, October 24th. The registration for the walk will begin at 9 o'clock at the Health Department parking lot or between our lots somewhere outside there. And the walk's going to start at 10 o'clock with a balloon launch. The balloon launch will either be to honor a survivor, honor a deceased member of the community, relative who has lost their battle with breast cancer. We will be walking from outside our parking lot to the New Cumberland RX Center, which is about a mile total. This will be the only walk in Hancock County, and we are requesting business sponsorships from Chester clear south into Weirton, since this is the only walk, so to speak, in town. Today I'm here to ask support from the commission for the awareness walk, and for also the month of October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We would like you, for your next meeting, to consider proclaiming October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All the monies that breast cancer, this walk run, / run if you want to run, we're inviting all dogs, baby carriages, cats, everyone from the communities, like I said, north and south of New Cumberland. And all the monies that we raise will stay in West Virginia and help fund the program that we use at the Health Department. We are also going to ask your request and some help with the traffic control. Any questions?
October 24th, 10 o'clock, New Cumberland.
Mm-hmm.
in a nutshell. And our homework is to contact either the sheriff's office or the city of New Cumberland for assistance in traffic.
That's correct.
Good. And you're going to get us a proclamation.
Yes, we will. We have, I think, already. We're in the process of getting you a wreath hanging, and maybe we'll do a wreath hanging ceremony that day as well, like right after the commission meeting. Because I believe your next meeting may be October 1st.
It is.
Okay. Can't even ask today because it's not.
We'll take care
Okay,
of that.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other citizens' presentation? Anyone like to address the commission today? If not, moving along, new business, correspondence. There's none noted. Item 4, new business, County Commission, approval of petition seeking orders for the demolition, removal, and cleanup of properties. They're in your packet.
If I may comment on those petitions, they were both prepared by my office. If you decide to approve them, I would just suggest that the motion you make be approval pending Mr. Guerrera's signature on them, as he is the certifying engineer for those two petitions. And he has not yet officially signed them, although he has given reports on them and has reviewed them. We know what his opinion is, but he needs to officially sign off on that. His information was used to complete both petitions.
So we can move to approve pending the signature of Patrick Guerrera.
That's correct.
That's your motion. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Item B, Office of Technology and Communications, requesting approval. Item 1, requesting approval of contract with H.W. Truschel for the parking lot paving of the former Magistrates Court as a matter of record.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. B2, requesting approval to apply for the 2015 West Virginia Courthouse Facilities Improvement Authorities Grant. Authority, singular.
So moved to approve. Bob would like to explain.
Discussion?
Based on our prior conversations, what we've done is put together a grant to get an elevator for the original courthouse. What I'm asking for you to do is approve the right to apply for the grant, and then the next line is for a resolution for that grant, which is part of one of the steps for the grant itself. Grants are given for up to $100,000. This will defray hopefully about a third of the cost for the elevator. We haven't been able to put it in because we need the space that the 911 office will vacate to be able to put this elevator in to get access to the other building.
Do we have the motion? It's already there. Discussion? In other words, comment?
No, Bob answered everything for us.
All right. My only comment is that we're going to correct something that was done improperly in 1960. 66 is when the addition was put on. And for some reason, the architects did not match the floors up from this building that we're in the original courthouse, which I never could understand that. So, unless someone here knows that, I don't know. So, we're attempting to correct that. Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. B3, requesting approval of resolution to enter into contractual agreement with the Courthouse Facilities Improvement Authority to receive and administer funds pursuant to the provisions of the Courthouse Facilities Improvement Fund.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. B4, requesting approval of bid and enter into a contract with Premier Construction Group, LLC for the construction of a new 911 tower.
So moved to approve.
Discussion? Explanation?
This tower is going to be 160 feet away from our new 911 center. And I say 160 feet because it has to be far enough that if it falls, it doesn't hit the building. It's a 160-foot communication tower, which will be placed on top of the hill. It'll be incoming and outgoing communication for all the radios in the county, the city of Weirton, and everything else. It's perfect insight with the Samus Tower, where we're placing the microwave tower to increase our coverage of for Hancock. It's necessary to replace the small tower that's outside of here now once we move the 911 and OEM centers.
And if the commission would note that maybe perhaps in its motion, there's going to be a formal contract that'll be entered into. I've reviewed the paperwork Mr. Vitus has given me regarding the contract. It appears that everything's in order, but before we do a final contractual agreement, the bid can be approved, but it's going to be subject to that formal agreement. If there's any issues with the bid, I'll notify you before we enter into that. So I guess what I'm saying is your motion just should say subject to final contract and approval from council of the bid and everything that was submitted here. Looks like it's in order, but we just should do that as a precaution.
Do have one question in regards to the quote. I had mentioned this to Mr. Vitus earlier, but it was just right before the meeting. In our quote, the subtotal of the project was $194,926. They have the bond price in there of basically 10%, which is $20,000. Their bond price is included in their bid, so in essence, we're paying for their bonding. Now, if they wanted to hide that $20,000 in their quote, it should have been hid up above, but I don't think we should be paying to bond another company.
That's something we'll review.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's my only question about the bid. I just want to make sure that we're not going to be paying a company to bond themselves.
Does perhaps then the commission then would maybe hold table this then acceptance of this before?
Well, I don't want to delay the project. I mean, time is of the essence here, and I'm okay with going along with the approval. But I think the approval, like you said, is going to be contingent upon the contract.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's spelled out in the contract, I'm okay with everything else.
Okay.
So I don't want to delay it at all.
It would seem then that the 20,000, even with the 20,000, this was the lowest bid. Okay. Yeah, I think that's something that you can make that your approval contingent upon.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll amend my motion.
Yeah, motion to amend.
Can't have two motions on the floor.
No.
Well, it was all the motion is contingent upon the approval of the agreement.
I'll rescind the motion to approve
Let's do it
the
that
bid
way.
and enter into a contract with Premier Construction Group for the construction of the new 911 tower.
We have to vote on that.
Yes.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
So now you want to follow
Now
up.
the-
To make a motion to approve the bid with Premier Construction for $214,926 as the lowest bidder, contingent upon proper language in the contract. Is that how we word that?
Concerning the bond and whether or not that's going to be included in the It should be included in their bid.
So the motion is to approve the bid with Premier Construction pending, I don't even know how you want me to word that.
Contract approval?
Contract approval.
Pending final contract approval.
Approval, well, and resolution of the bond amount as it's included in the total bid. I mean, Mr. Davis raised that issue, so I don't know if you want to word that differently, or if you have a different how.
I believe we're in the midst of a motion.
Yeah, we are, but I'm
So for the clarification of the motion,
sure.
is that we are out to approve the bid as it's presented, but yet the contract has not been formally prepared. The motion that I would put is that a movement to approve the contract contingent upon the clarification of the bond, of the $20,000 bond.
Okay. I think that's what pretty sure that's what we were saying, so, okay.
Approve the bid contingent upon
Contract approval, specifically in
Contract
the
approval.
resolution of the bond pricing component.
Okay.
How's that sound?
That's good.
Did you get on that?
She's furiously writing over.
There's a lot of scratches on that pad. We have a motion in front of us. Discussion? Clarification? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Miscellaneous item 5. Approval of exoneration orders.
So move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. General county bills, Karen?
General county bills are $126,484.61. P card payment was $8,468.92.
Move to approve, pay the bills.
Discussion? Questions? Concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions approval.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of fire allocation bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of library levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of sheltered workshop levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay as well.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Elected official comments, Karen?
Nothing tonight. Thank you.
Council?
I think I've said enough.
Carol?
A big thank you to delegates to council and the state of West Virginia for the grant for Energy Express and to all of you for being willing to work with us as the fiscal agent to get the grant here locally. It's very much helpful for us in our programs. Other than that, we're getting ready to move forward with our 4-H banquet here coming up in November, and our clubs are getting started up again at the beginning of October. So just as a reminder, 4-H is free to join in the state of West Virginia. There are no dues or fees.
Not this weekend.
And we also provide the project books for our youth at no charge. So if anyone knows any children between the ages of 5 on up who would like to join and have a lot of fun, give me a call.
26, 27. Thank you. Dawn, was there anything else? Health Department, you're good?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Assessor Alonji, anything? No? Robert?
Nothing more for me today.
County Clerk's Office? Everything's perfect down there? Good. Yes, sir.
Just two quick things. Rode past the 911 center today. Hadn't been up there for a while. It's nice to see everything's closing in. It looks like they're preparing to do the softened fascia, which would pretty much finish the exterior of the building, minus the landscaping and the paving. And we received a thank you from the Riverfest Committee for donating out of our funds. And the festival will be the first weekend in October, and it's nice to see these things going on in Hancock County. Hope they will attract some more people. Did I have that wrong?
Yeah, I think it's the last weekend of this month, 26th, 27th, correct?
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. It's the last weekend in September.
Amend that motion.
Amend that motion. I'd like to
Here we go.
amend that statement to the last weekend in September. And it's still nice to see things going on in Hancock County, and hopefully we'll attract some outside people. That's all.
Would you like to donate your time to the dunk tank that weekend? Have they contacted you yet? Should I share your number? All right.
Only if Mark comes up.
I don't think that would
A
work.
buddy plan.
I don't think that would work. Yeah.
I'll share your name too, Mike. Okay. No, I just wanted to.
There's no age limit on it?
No age limit. No, that's the only thing I wanted to mention. If anyone can try to make it to the Riverfest next weekend, that'd be great. It's Saturday and Sunday. Any other community events? The Wine and Dine next Saturday night, also at Williams. That's all I have to say, gentlemen.
Okay.
Mark might have something.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to inform the commission. It's been in the paper and that type of thing, but just to let everybody know here that I've instituted office hours at 3 locations in the county. It will occur on a monthly basis. The second Tuesday would be in Chester, the third Tuesday would be in New Cumberland, and the fourth Tuesday would be in Weirton. The first 2 are at the city building in each location, in each city. The third location is the library downstairs in Weirton. I hope to do this for as long as my term lasts in the legislature. So just to let you all on the county commission and all officers know that, and you can do with that as you will. You'll know that at least there are a couple hours a month that you can figure that I will be in one of those 3 locations. So anybody is welcome at any time. So just to let you know.
Just for clarification, Mark, is that this month?
Starting this month and continuing on hereafter. 6 days in each location.
And so the first one you actually have will be the 22nd, and that's in New Cumberland.
That will be in Weirton. I've actually had 2. It was the one in Chester last week and the one in New Cumberland this week. So next week's will be in Weirton, and look forward to seeing anybody that wishes to discuss matters that the legislature can deal with. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I do have one question. Maybe if you're aware, I should have maybe let you know ahead of time. Do you know of any of the roads that are in the county that they're planning on paving between now and the end of the season?
Very good question, and as a matter of fact, I don't have any answers, but next week on the 24th, there is a meeting in Moundsville, and I intend to be at that meeting. They would like to talk priorities, etc. I have several on the list, both a light by Cove Road in Weirton and a couple paving issues. I do not have a schedule. I've talked to them about it, and they, DOH is under a bit of stress budgetarily, and they get to things as they can, but I don't have a hard schedule for any of it. Hopefully, I'll get some answers next week. So I'll be glad to talk to you about it on the 25th. So,
Are roads that are to be paved, do you know if it's already been etched in stone, or there's still room to discuss for future? I'll just bring up two roads that's brought to my attention on a regular basis, and that is White Oak Run.
White Oak Run.
Mm-hmm. And that's off of not 208, but out of Thomas Run State Park.
Okay.
On the left-hand side, and that road goes to Route 208, and the other road is Johnsonville Road, which is north into Chester, runs up over the hill to Johnsonville area.
They've been put on a list, to your knowledge, on a priority list or anything like that up to now?
No, I don't know the status, but if there's room to negotiate, it would be nice to throw those couple roads out there, because
I'll put them on the list.
And I'll encourage folks in Chester and the New Cumberland area that come to me about the roads to try to attend your meeting.
That would be more than fair.
Okay.
That's what it's fine with me.
Okay, great. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Robert, we went to lunch today up north, and an important meeting. We went by the 911 center. Oh, yeah. And it looks really good. Can you give us a percentage of completion? I know you're actively involved in this. Well, it looks like we're close.
All the brickwork and stonework is done on the outside. Soffit fascia, like you said, like Joe said, is starting this week. Should be complete by hopefully next Wednesday. On the inside, drywalling is 95% complete. Painting is about 70% complete. Tiling of the floors in the bathrooms and everything started this week, so I don't know where that's at. The electrical work is probably at about 80%. HVAC is probably 75 to 80%. We have a meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. to discuss an issue with the HVAC that will, once resolved, will lead to its conclusion. Roofing is already done. Exterior painting is also supposed to start next week. All of the concrete for the sidewalks and everything has been poured. Conduit is already run out to the tower location, backfilled, and you can drive over it right now. That's ready. So our big concern right now is the grids are up for the ceiling tile. We have to complete the ceiling and finish the painting and finish the electrical work.
So we're somewhat on target for our target date?
Aside from two small issues that the fire marshals brought up, we are on target.
Good. Look forward to that. The other thing I had was, I was going to elaborate, but I'm not going to. It was I do with an editorial in the paper. When I was in graduate school, I had Dr. Keenan. I don't think he wouldn't mind if I mentioned his name. Great guy. He was a superintendent at Steubenville City Schools. Taught the graduate course, and I remember I learned a lot from him. And one of the issues I learned was if something is said about you personally or your school that is not factual, you need to address it. If you're not going to stand up for yourself, no one else is going to. So when I read the Sunday paper, I read an editorial, and the citizen who wrote the editorial had the county commission mixed up with another entity. So I'm not going to elaborate on that today, but I am probably going to respond in my own writing to the paper. We need a correction on that. It's just because, only because. Is it a big deal? No. But it is a big deal that the public out there has read that and think we're responsible for something that had nothing to do with us. So I will respond, I think, in that manner. But not today, though. Anything else, gentlemen, further? If not, we'll move to adjourn. The next meeting will be October 1st. Motion to adjourn? We are adjourned. Thank you.